So today it is Colors Day. We are Ben and MP and this is Sailing Yabá, where we get to share a dream boat being rebuilt.
Thanks to simple tools, ancient knowledge, and an amazing team of carpenters, our once wrecked schooner is being brought back to life.
Bravo!
Today is Colors Day. It works better when you stick your tongue out.
What's about to happen?
So we're going to be painting our engine, and the way it's going to go, I don't know if the MP has said this before, but we're going to paint the engine block in one colour, which will be You might say that's a very impractical colour, which it is, but we want it to be impractical because when we have an oil leak or any other leak, we'll be able to see it immediately, or at least a lot better than if it was a darker coloured engine. And then we thought it'd be fun to colour the add-ons like the pumps and the filters and everything else on that attach the engine in different colours. So that's also nice because it looks cool, but also, oh, we need to work on that part. Which one? Ah, the red one, you know, like it's cool. So that's the plan. We don't know what it's going to look like. We just came up with some random colours and we're just going to put them on. We just don't want it to look silly, so we've chosen not to put some colours on the same side, but isn't that right? Yeah, right?
It is right.
Yeah, so we'll see.
What kind of paint's that?
It's a 482 degrees Celsius paint. So it's an engine paint or brake caliper paint, which goes up to very high temperature. Start with red.
Está coberto de uma vez só.
Yeah, see?
Sim.
This paint is for when you want to give your car more horsepower. You paint your brake calipers red and your car goes faster.
I would say, is this like Excalibur? Are you worth it of it? Okay, next night. This guy cannot do it. Next, please.
Ah, got it. Oh.
I always believed in you. Have you managed to identify which part this is? I'm gonna reveal it then. This is the starting engine, the arranque in Portuguese. So you'll find it very easily, and you'll probably be like, where is the problem? In the red part. It's applying this paste that removes old paint, so the part's ready for the new paint.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say something. here was the only part missing because we were waiting for the engine to go back inside before we put it. But our team is very anxious and they couldn't wait any longer, so they started putting it there, but it's not permanent. They're just taking the last measurements, making the last cuts to make sure whenever the engine's there and we're ready to put it, it's just actually putting it up and it's ready. So that's what's happening now. But I already love how it's looking. I think it's looking amazing.
We really hope we can pick up the engine today, so this can come off, this will stay, the engine will just be placed over there, and when the engine's actually inside the bulwark, we can actually start closing this. So this rail is also finished, all the holes are in for the tops of the stanchions, and then the whole area here will be closed, and a piece of wood arrived today, a timber arrived, for the rail that goes on the transom over there. That is already the first rail plank for starboard side aft. Up there they're actually already fastening the transom rail, the one that goes on top, and then we can, the engine's arriving tomorrow, so that plank will come off, engine will go up and this can close. So let's have a look up here, and I think I spotted someone. Let's see where he is. He's scared when I come up. Are you scared? No, he's not scared. So the hole gets drilled from the top down here. Of course you can't fit a nut through there. So this hole has been made in for now, and then they're gonna make this hole bigger enough for a nut to fit in that this can be fastened.
So here is our engine with the primer layer on, and now the next step is to finally add the color that we chose to our engine. And the color of choice was white. It's a very simple color, it's a very plain color, but we think that it's gonna be very good for us to be able to find leaks very easily, find rust very easily, and spot problems very easily. Also, it's not gonna make the ambience of the engine room very heavy because it's gonna be bright, so the engine is gonna be white. But the accessories on it, like the other parts that we need, like the injection pump, the starter engine, and all the other stuff, will be colorful, so it's not gonna be too boring, and we are happy about that choice, and we hope you like it too.
You filming it?
Yeah. The engine is now finally ready to be put together. It's painted, it's looking amazing. I'm so happy about it. So now the first thing that we're gonna add back to the engine is the injection pump. This here, the pulley with the arrow has been put in the right position. It's all checked with the valve, so it's ready, really ready to receive the injection pump, and that's what I'm gonna do now. Just to show, I don't know if you can see, there is a red line there, and that red line has to be pointing at the arrow, and that means the injection pump is aligned with all the rest. Okay, so I've been working a lot on the engine, but pretty much everything I've done so far is something that I didn't really have to learn because I'm not gonna do again. Like, it's very unlikely that I'll need to change the bearings there, down there in the carter. Also, it's very unlikely that I'll need to remove the injection pump very often. But it was very good for me to do it so I could learn more about the system of my own engine. But now what I'm going to do is to change, well, to put the new filter in the engine, this one, also the smaller ones, and that's something that I will do often. So this is something I really need to learn, and I'm very keen about doing this. I already add the O-ring here. I was so excited about doing it that I forgot to film, but now I'm filming and I'm gonna show you the rest.
daí eu coloco
Aqui.
isso. Eu não coloco muito. Cuidado pra não apertar demais, tá?
As you can see here behind me, the new filters have been added, and I'm sure I will remember how to do it when I have to. And then we ended up also adding the hoses that we needed to. Now we're going to the other side to make this engine ready so we can start running it and see if it works properly. And if it does, here outside, I'm gonna bring it to the boat then. So this that I just finished installing is our starting engine in red, which I really like. Not as much as the injection pump in orange, but I really like the red as well. Installing it is something that might happen. It's not just like changing filters that I'll do a lot, but if anytime we have a problem that this is not working and we cannot start our engine, we might have a reserve one. I believe we will, and we'll come here and replace it. So I just needed to learn that you have to put it in the right angle to really make it fit, but that was no other secret. And it's done now. We are very close to putting the engine to work. Over here, we're getting ready to start the engine. It will be the first time our mechanic Elio sees the engine working, because since we arrived, we turned it off, we were on the dry, and he never met our engine while working. But he's very positive because of the state he saw in the inside, and also because when we were running the test for the compression, the engine felt like it wanted to start. It was really full of life. Well, that's how I see it. And soon we're gonna start it, and we are very curious about it. I am very curious, the mechanic is very curious, and I bet you're also very curious, so let's do this. What I'm going to do now, in Portuguese we call it sangrar a bomba, sangrar o motor, which means to make the pump or the engine bleed. I know it's a very extreme word, but what does it mean? After changing the filters, you have some air inside the system, so you just have to pump the diesel until it's all the way in and all the way out to make sure that no air is left in the system. So this is something you usually have to do, so it's very good that I'm learning how to do it. So you can see the hoses are transparent. This one has oil, diesel coming in. This one will have it coming out. I'm gonna pump it until we see it coming out, okay? As the filters are dry, it's gonna take a while. Let me try to show you. So here the hose coming in, and here the one coming out, going back there. So I just made our engine bleed. We're finally ready to make the engine run, see if it works properly, and get very happy about it, or at least that's what I'm hoping. So let's go. This here is an old sensor that we just used to try to shut that hole, but it didn't work very well. But you can see white is very good to see if there are any leaks. Even from water that of course we have leaks because it's open up here. We're also checking the oil pressure here, and it was working, so yeah. That was the first test, and we are happy. We are okay.
Pode ir.
Again.
É só bate e tira, tá? Agora.
Só bate, tira.
Bate e vai pegar aqui. Pode ir.
Pronto?
Não, esse aqui não. 40 graus. Ok?
Okay. Of course, Elio was very gentle. He didn't want to scare me, but he had all the tools ready in case the engine was not behaving as expected and like not turning off, and he had to filter, just like disconnecting some hoses and doing something very quick. But for me, it was just, oh, let's try to turn it on and see if it works. But he had everything ready, everything pre-tested, so that was great. And we are very happy. He's very happy with how strong and angry our engine is, because you could hear that when he was accelerating, he didn't even go half the power, and he was so powerful. Like, we couldn't even hear to it anymore. So we are very, very, very happy with the engine. Of course, the only thing we saw was this leaking here at the sensor, but that is an old sensor that has to be replaced. We just put it there because we wanted to show that hole, and that was the only thing that we saw that really doesn't matter. So we are very happy, and now the engine can go back to the boat, and that's great news.